Did all this prep and I didn't open creation kit. That is okay. To an extent. Alright. And the internet died. Wow. Okay. There was a brief hiccup there, but should be okay. We're waiting for creation kit to load. And I never know. Okay. I really wish that OBS would show you a preview of the window, but it can't because this is Windows Classic setup appearance thing, and so it doesn't do that. Whatever. What I'm going to be doing today with today's live stream, developing Relics of Hyrule, big old chunky Zelda mod that I've been working on for 7 years. Specifically the archive, which is a museum space unique to Relics of Hyrule. And I have this spreadsheet that I'm using to keep track of which items I've already made displays for, which items go in which section of the archive, and all that good stuff. So I've already finished the Hall of Legends, which is things like the Triforce and the Master Sword, legendary, blessed by the goddesses, like super important Mondo crazy town weapons and items. And then I'm working on the Hall of Rarities, which will be things that are important and they're strong and they're well known, but they're not like legendary, they're not divine, so to speak. And I'm sure that there's some items that should be in one location and aren't, and I think the Hall of Fondness over here is actually going to be part of the Hall of Rarities. It'll just be like a separate entrance that you'll be able to access. And the Hall of Prevalence looks like it's going to be kind of small, so that won't be too big of a deal. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out how everything sort of shakes out. The reason why I'm saying that the Hall of Fondness and the Hall of Rarities might be connected is because the hero's clothes and the Hylian scout armor look the same, and it would be kind of weird to have them separated into a different location. And then the Hylian shield and the desecrated shields, the Hylian shield is like definitely iconic, the desecrated shield not so much. So the Hall of Fondness, Hall of Rarities, there's going to be, hopefully I have room for it, a junction between the two. Creation kit takes 10 years to load because Relics of Hyrule is gigantic. Looks like we've had a few new followers join us that pumped me up to 100 followers. So thank you for following. Looks like Chubby Lulu and Ganon Soji are brand new followers, and Hero of Timey Wimey followed earlier today when I wasn't streaming. But that kicked me to 100 followers. So I have 100 followers on my Twitch and over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a little mind-blowing. Okay, let's open up the archive. First, I need to check my every tiny little stupid change to Relics of Hyrule file just to make sure I'm not working on anything else. I don't think I am. I already did the tune locations, I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to open too many cells locations in Skyrim, or else Creation Kit will crash. If I open too many, Creation Kit will crash. That's one thing I've learned. And I always forget. Tune. Let's just make sure that the Tune of Echoes... Oh, the tunes are accessible. Yes, that one's accessible. That one's accessible. And that one's accessible. Okay. One thing I wanted to do before we open up the archives, I wanted to add more trees to Dryadic Passage. So Dryadic Passage is going to be the entrance, the path leading to the Forest Temple. And I wanted to add more trees to it to make it more lived in and more like a thick forest path. Hello. Forest Temple is quite gray. That's not really what I was looking for. It looks like it... Oh no. What is this? It's not showing me the... It's obviously selecting items because the cursor is changed. Oh, this is new. Never happened. This has never happened before. I don't want to restart Creation Kit. I just want to see if I can disable this window. Oh, that's... Okay, that's cell view. That's a new one. Not rendering anything. Render window properties. I wish I could close the render window. So then reopen the render window. There's a preview window. Does that work? Yes, the preview window works. Show hide window. Well, that's new. I can't really edit cells without this, so I might have to restart Creation Kit. First, I just need to see if there's a way to close the... Oh, that's a good thing to know. Alt-1. Toggle cell window loads. That's not it. Well, that's fun. Guess we'll have to restart Creation Kit. Stream is off to a brilliant start. 13 minutes in, I haven't done anything. Mostly because Creation Kit is being silly. And Those of you who have seen seen my streams in the past, you'll notice at the bottom there's that those sentences that are like, I need to focus, and this is my temple in response to my decree. I've added a couple more that I'm not taking any suggestions for additions to the mod or changes until 6.6 is done. And by that I mean I'm not really considering any. The reason I say that is because this is my spreadsheet for all the ideas that I have gotten, and I can't do anything with because I'm working on the archive, and if I worked on these suggestions, nothing would get done. So I'm going to focus on the archive. Oh, thank you, Saishin1234. I am glad that you really like it. Glad that you love it. It's a passion project, to be sure, so I'm glad people are enjoying it. I should let Creation Kit take center stage so that the render window doesn't get messed up. Oh, I left my... And of course, if you're not already aware, we have a Discord for Relics of Hyrule, and the link is on the main mod page for Relics of Hyrule. So if you're interested in joining the Discord, definitely head to the main mod page. I think I timed Creation Kit loading Relics of Hyrule, and it's usually like 5 minutes or so. There we go. Alright, let's see if it loads Dryadic Passage properly this time. It looks like it will because the render window is dark gray instead of light gray. Yes, so the spreadsheet link is in the Discord. So if you're part of the Discord, it's pinned to the Relics of Hyrule Ideas channel. And actually, I could put a link to it on the main mod page, because it would make sense for everybody to be able to see it. So I'll make a note to put a link on the main mod page as well, because I also get suggestions through the main mod page. And that spreadsheet link, the spreadsheet is helpful because there's some things that I just will not do. So I'm actually going to look right now. Link spreadsheet to main I'll do that after the stream. Down at the bottom are ideas I definitely will add, like Poe Souls and Magic Rings, Magic Mirror, Travel Medallion. I'll get rid of this one. That row is empty. Things like that. And then definite rejections is another one that people can be aware of. These are things that have come down the pipe that are not going to happen. But as you can see, there's only a few definite rejections. Usually I think about something for a while before I either reject or accept it. Okay, I'm going to close that, and the passage is ready to edit. I'm going to sneeze. And I sneezed into my arm. Currently there's one tree, but I wanted to add more. Like, just wanted to add more vegetation because it feels kind of empty to me. So, gonna add more trees. Nope, it's not a static. It's a tree. It's not flora. It would be under tree. I just need to find tree. There it is. Alright. Alright, I think the closer you get to just double checking to see how this works. Looks like there's a crack in the ceiling or so. I think the closer you get to the forest temple, there should be more trees. So I am going to add a tree right here. Pine tree. I kind of feel like this should be open. Like, you could argue that there's like some sort of magical energy keeping these trees alive, but I feel like it would be kind of cooler if it wasn't like that. So I'll just have some openings that we'll be able to see the sky through the openings. That tree may be too big. And this will add like natural light. It's good to have light. Yeah, Forest Temple itself is definitely perfectly overrun with I I always go with no shadows because I need to know what they look like. Anyway, the Forest Temple proper is properly overrun with vegetation, but Dryadic Passage is not. So I want to add more to it so that it's more reasonably a forest kind of area. So I think I'm going to grab some random bits here and there. It wouldn't make sense for the Skulltula area to have too much, but I could replace some of these with an open area. That's all ceiling, so that can't really work either. This could work. This chunk. That's a room door. This could just be open. I don't know why I put rocks there. And I put a spotlight here. That is kind of fun. That's just fun right there. And I'm actually going to add some trees on the outside of some of these holes so that you'll be able to look up and see trees on the outside. Oh, I guess I could have used that for the other one. There we go. You'll be able to look up and you'll see some trees. That looks really cool. That really sells it. Alright. Let's see if we can open up this one. Wall 2C. There we go. We have a nice little opening, which allows us to put some more things. This will be... I think this will really add to Dryadic Passage. Let's see... Floor... Fall florist... Shrub... Shrub... Clover... And yeah, the magic beans will be part of this as well, but I won't put them here because I want to keep pine shrub. That's what I want. I want to keep the magic beans very specific places. That looks good. This looks dark because Creation Kit doesn't render these spotlights. Only Skyrim will render those. Corner 3C. There we go. That looks like it could be another spotlight. The Minuet of Forest So the Ocarina of Time and the Minuet of Forest are in the mod already. Currently, the Minuet of Forest is not used for warping, simply because there's kind of a story reason, but also I added the Ocarina of Time years ago when the mod first started, in fact. And I hadn't even intended to add the I wasn't gonna add the temples. It wasn't until relatively recently, I think a couple years ago maybe, that I decided to add the Forest Temple, and I was like, well, I mean the Shadow Temple, and I guess I decided, well, I should add the other ones. So the Minuet of Forest won't be used to warp to the Forest Temple, but there will be a way to warp to the Forest Temple at some point. It just won't be with the Ocarina of Time like one would expect. I'm planning to add a different item that will allow warping to the temples. And at this point, I don't want to rehash what I've already done and like redo all the Ocarina songs so that they warp to temples. I could do that, but it would kind of... I don't know. I couldn't... I feel like I should leave them the way they are and then just make a separate item for warping, just so everything's nice and clean. It's not like it was in Zelda, but nothing in Relics of Hyrule really is. What is this? It's an Omni. This must be... That looks really nice. One funny thing is I've kind of done the temples backwards. I built the Shadow Temple first, and the Forest Temple is the last one. Alright, more trees up here. Pine tree. Just some random pines. Oh. I think you can do... Yeah, the Spirit Temple is last, but I think you can do the Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple... I seem to remember that you can do one or the other last. It doesn't have to be the Spirit Temple last. It's one of the two can be done last. Usually the Spirit Temple is last. And yeah, here's another another case of it. Relics of Hyrule is not Zelda. It's Skyrim first, and it takes elements from a bunch of different Zelda games. This is a time portal, which was not in Ocarina of Time. This is from Oracle of Ages. 6.6 is the Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons update. And so that's one of the things in the that comes with that. And what's really cool about the Harp of Ages and how it works with the mod is you'll be able to find those time portals and activate them with the Harp of Ages, and then from there you'll be able to travel back in time, travel back and forth between two fixed points in time, and the idea will be puzzles. There will be different puzzles similar to how Ocarina of Time did, like the magic beans. You'll be able to find magic beans and like saplings of trees and plant a tree, and then travel back to the future and see the tree full grown, and the full grown tree will have made a ramp or something like that. Currently only the Forest Temple does that, but I will be adding more as time goes on. I think this is pretty much complete. I think this is pretty good. So I am going to save. What was that hotkey to? There was a. I think there was a hotkey that I could use to toggle cell window loads. No, maybe not. Alright. I was just trying to see if I could unload the cell to make saving go faster. Okay, now that we did the Dryadic Passage thing that I wanted to do, I will start working on the archive a little bit. And chances are I will open Skyrim and check out what we've done during the stream. Yeah. It took me a while to figure out what to name Dryadic Passage. Yeah, Aquatic Passage. So I wanted to make it, there's, the temples all have passages that lead to them. So Shadow Temple, well actually no, the Shadow Temple is the only one that doesn't. Spirit Temple has Sand God Passage. And then there's Mad God Passage and False God Passage, which aren't temple related. So Sand God Passage is one of 3 God passages. And then I added the Water Temple and added Aquatic Passage. And I was like, well, I should make 2 more Ick passages. So the Fire Temple was easy. It's Volcanic Passage. And I can show you what I did with the Fire Temple. And then I was like, oh, I need a name for the Forest Temple one. I was thinking like Sylvanic, but that's not really like a good, it didn't sound right. But my girlfriend, who, if she could live in a forest, she would, suggested Dryadic Passage. So I'm like, that's perfect. So I went with that. I think she suggested it. It came about a discussion with her, so through talking with her I figured that out. I forget whether she came up with it or if I came up with it. Okay, I'm going to be right back because I'm going to get a drink. Creation Kit will keep saving. I have returned. I have a lot of plans for things in the future. Like the Guardian weapons and how they fit into Skyrim weapon categories. I'm going to overhaul the Lolian weapons at some point. Lots of hints to what's coming. Haha. Alright. It's back. So let's look at Volcanic Passage. Which is dark, and will be dark. There it is. Oh, it's backwards. So you start here, and it's designed to be like a lava tube. Very straight line. And there's Keese. And there's Ebony. And there's new enemy for 6.6. The Bubble. But I called it the Nameless. Because Bubble is a very silly name. And I was not about to call that thing a bubble. It is a floating, burning skull. I think it deserves a better name than Bubble. Ah, there it is. I wanted to get rid of this. My original thought with Volcanic Passage was that you would be able to mine out this, and it would break apart, and then you could go through. But the tricky thing is whether this area respawns. So I need to check if it respawns, because it would be kind of silly for this thing to well, it's not set to respawn. The whole cell should not reset. I think I did that. Temple Passage. Never resets. Okay, we should be good. I kind of like that mechanic. I'll try to put it in other places too. This unstable ebony ore vein. And then you'll eventually get to the Fire Temple. And the Fire Temple has been destroyed. You come in here, it's pretty normal, but then you get over here, and this is the magma chamber of Death Mountain, and a lava tube has pushed through and destroyed the Fire Temple. And you collect bits and pieces so that you can restart the Goron Forge, which is down here in this room. And I will be using this magma chamber for something in the future. And this is kind of a hint right here for what that could be. It's a secret to everybody. Yeah, the Goron Forge is similar to the Zora Forge. You'll be able to craft Goron weapons, which you weren't able to do before, and you'll be able to. It'll be a shortcut for certain crafting recipes. And you'll be able to craft Elden weapons, which are brand new. I'll show you some Elden weapons. There we go. They're sort of remodeled silver. They look flat in Creation Kit, but these are... The Elden Mace I might rework a little bit. I don't really like those. These are based on heavy weaponry by Private Eye. I kind of want to tweak this a little bit. Tweak the Elden Mace especially. Elden Quarterstaff looks good. That looks good. Yeah. Elden Sword. The War Axe is the thing I love the War Axe. I think that turned out the best. The War Axe and the Battle Axe I think are my two favorite Elden weapons. Warhammer looks pretty good too. I did not watch any of the Age of Calamity streams. I didn't really have time, and I don't know. I'm just not gonna do that right now. This is the Archive Hall of Rarities. The first room. The Dominion Rod is smack dab in the middle, mostly because I couldn't find a better place for it, and I needed a centralized exhibit. So that one. I think I'm gonna move on to the next room because I don't want this room to get too cluttered. So the next room will be I could do a Termina / mask display. And I should probably put the Lolian items together. So I think I'm going to put arbitrarily group the low rule weapons with the low rule shield. I think I'm going to do a mask display. Yeah. So the honeycomb design pretty much came from how they used the shell bug helmet. And I was like, I kind of wanted to give them sort of a unique layout to their rooms, and it's kind of fitting they're wearing a shell bug helmet to give them this honeycomb design. And also, this gives me more room to work with. Yeah, and it ends up being kind of a reference to the TARDIS because the archive is essentially bigger on the inside because it's designed to be like an extra dimensional space. Is this it? No. Trying to find the archive diamond. Vessel. So this is what you'll see. And you can see it shrinking and growing and then changing shape like that. And yeah, it's definitely a hypercube style design. And in fact, this texture on the floor is designed after hypercubes as well. You can see it really well here. There's the center of the well, there's one face of a cube, and then there's a full cube there, but then there's a cube going this way as well, and a cube going down this way, and a cube going down this way, and then this whole thing is also a cube, and this is a cube, and that's a cube. So yeah, it's literally a hypercube. The archive is a hypercube. And you have these guys, these displays. You can't really see them in Creation Kit, but in game, these are refractive, and they look really weird, and they're sort of hyper octagons in a way, and the doors are meant to be hyperspheres. In-game, these sort of grains would animate, and I kind of want to make these grow and shrink when you activate them, so it's like a hypersphere moving through the third dimension. And they're color-coded. Oh, there we go. I guess the gold one doesn't animate. But yeah, they slowly rotate, or I really like this one because it's like all these pixels come from this point and rain down. This one's my favorite. This one's pretty good too. It took a while to settle on this kind of design, and I think it worked out really well. One challenge, though, building with a hexagon design to the entire area is I had to set this snap to 15 degrees so that I could line it up with the walls. So sometimes it gets a little tricky, but it's well worth it. I really enjoy, actually, I kind of enjoy working on this with all the silliness. Oh, I forgot about these. I forgot I had these. I should have used those for something. There's a few things I could have used those for, and I think I might at some point. There it is. That's what I need. And yeah, one of the reasons why I have that notice at the bottom of the screen that I'm not taking suggestions for the archive, for how the archive is set up, is because the archive is such a deeply sort of personal thing that I'm like, it has to be as much me as possible, if that makes any sense. Partially because it's going to be a huge mountain of work, and if I readjusted every display because somebody said something or somebody wanted it to be a different way, I would be here forever and it would never come out. So for the sake of everyone, I have decided that I have to design this myself. I'm sort of going overboard here with the... I need to know how many masks I need to set aside before I do all this. But yeah, it's like for the archive to work, I have to be in 100% control over it. And that may mean that some displays are lacking or bland or cluttered, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Right now, I'm just going to build them. And more, it's very likely that just it won't be... People just have to live with it if they don't like a display. Whoa, that was frightening. Okay, let's see here. All Night Mask. All Night. Blast. Couples. Keaton. Zora Mask. That's the tricky part. I guess this will be the first time that something is displayed in two places at once. Because it would make sense to have all the masks here. But yeah, it wouldn't be too bad to have redundancy. Because this is like the mask display, and so the Zora mask, it will be with the Zora items, but it also would be here. And then the Fierce Deities mask would be with the Fierce Deities stuff, but also here. And I'll make it so that if you get the Fierce Deities mask and put it on display over at the Fierce Deity display, then it'll automatically display here, so that people don't have to run around. So Zora Mask, Burial Mask. Burial Mask. Mask of Truth. See, that'll be on display at the Sheikah area as well. Mask of Truth, Yiga Mask. This has not been implemented yet, and it just crashed the tool. Ah! Butter. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I can't open TES5 edit, and I can't access the desktop the normal way. Like, I can't, like, it's just like, somehow program it that it's like, if something doesn't want to load, don't load it. Like, don't crash the tool, for God's sake. Alright, I'm going to open SSE edit so that I can open... So I don't waste time waiting for Creation Kit to load. I'm going to load up Special Edition. Relics of Hyrule Special Edition. Yeah, I know. I know you want money. I'm sorry. Relics of Hyrule Dragonborn. That way it won't conflict. Yeah, crashing is like I mean, I'm not a programmer. My guess is that crashing is just like, this doesn't work. Okay, abort, get out of there. But like, that should be the last resort. You should have systems in place so that it doesn't do that. It's just like, oh, this is not gonna load. Don't load it. If you find an error, just like backtrack a few steps and don't load it. I don't know. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know if there's some fancy reason that it crashes every time you sneeze. And like, I know Creation Kit will crash if I load too many cells. So if I load like the Fire Temple and then look at the Forest Temple and then look at the Spirit Temple and then look at the Water Temple and then look at the Shadow Temple and look at all those, the tool will eventually crash because it just doesn't purge the data from the ones that it had loaded already. Alright, Mask of Truth. Oh, that's not going to be annoying. Oh my god. I don't want packages, I want armor. Oop. Hey, listen. Hey. Another request I used to get a lot is Navi, or something similar to Navi. You can do it, Tortoise. Oh, the captain's hat. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna use Xedit right now. Because I keep telling it to search for mask, and it's just like, oh, hang on. Okay, searching for, okay, got it, I found one. Okay, do it again. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, is now it not working? Is now it not working? That's pleasant. That's beautiful. Cool. Well, at least I tried something. I found the captain's hat, at least. That was something. Captain's hat. Alright, let's look for masks again. And some people wonder why I use Creation Kit all the time. yeah, it's a little unstable, but it is so much easier to use than Xedit. More often than not. If you're just tweaking one thing here and there, but building an entire mod with Xedit, I could never do that. I'm not gonna click on the stone mask again. It's not even in the mod yet. And then there's Majora's Mask, but I think it's okay if that's not on display with all the other ones. I guess it could make sense for it to be like in the center. The reason I say this, is, let's open this up. The reason I say this is the inventory space for the masks in Majora's Mask. So let's just go to Captain's Hat just for fun. So this is what I'm going to try to replicate. Obviously, it would be kind of silly to have all these spaces open when there's nothing to display there, but I'm going to put the masks in order like this. So it'll go Keaton Mask, All Night, Blast, Couples Mask, Mask of Truth, Zora Mask, and then it would go Captain's Hat, Fierce Deity's Mask, and then like Majora's Mask or something. So I only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces. 10, because it's not the Gibdo mask, but it's essentially the spooky mask. The burial mask. Boop. I really want to add the Mask of Sense. I think it would be really cool to have in the mod. Alright. I didn't lose much progress because I think I saved after I tweaked Dryadic Passage. I'm just gonna double check really quick. The Under Forest Temple Passage. Just gonna check. I know Bleak Falls Sunlight. Yes, these I added after the fact, as part of that adjustment. So these tell me. Yeah, and there's all these trees, and those were not there before. So I did do it. I did save. All right. So. This little honeycomb area here is going to be the Termina zone. So in the center is going to be a bunch of masks. And then around the edges will be Termina displays. So first things first. Let's get the... That's my trying to figure out what I'm writing down noise. So there should be enough room on a single wide pedestal, I think, for all the masks, and if not, I can just add a second one. So I'm going to plop one right there, and I'll just load it up. adjust the model for this a little bit and like flatten these sides, but honestly it doesn't really matter that much. I'm not gonna put my underwear on a twist trying to force it into a place it doesn't want to go. That sounded weird. Fighting in the front doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. Yeah. This should work, because that's 5 in the front, and then I can just make a second row and put 5 in the back. And that will be plenty. Loop. Hey, get with the picture. Oh, there's a duplicate. That's okay, I'll take care of it. Let's get out of here. Alright. So that's a little funky looking. But I kind of still want this to fill in the space. That doesn't look bad. That looks better. Oh, hello! Greatest modder ever. Well, I don't know about that. But thank you. And thank you for your kind words on the Discord. I was in the middle of streaming, so I wasn't able to respond. But thank you. Means a lot that people enjoy this so much. Mask time. Alright, let's see which one goes first. It's not the captain's head. It will be the Keaton mask. Keaton mask comes first. Keaton mask. There's something about seeing that Keaton mask sitting on a little display thingy that just... it just like... Why the heck that putting the Keaton mask on display, why that of all things suddenly made me just click in my brain just like how awesome this is. Hello, welcome. How long have you been using Relics of Hyrule Rick's been. Just out of curiosity. And actually, out of curiosity to everybody, how long have you been using Relics of Hyrule? Obviously, I've been using it for 7 years. More than 7. All Night Mask is next. Oh, I finally have the ability to adjust the All Night Mask so that it doesn't look quite so similar to a Dragon Priest mask. That is fantastic. The main thing I want to do is get rid of that slit down the middle of the eye and round it out, but I'll actually be able to do that. Virtually since the beginning, Neoslevia has been using it for 3 years now. And then it's the Blast Mask. The Blast Mask is one of those things that I'm just like very happy with myself for making that work. Yeah, 4 or 5 years. 3 to 4 years. Wow. Since before 6.5. 6.5 was a colossal update. So yeah, you must have been around when the big 6.5 debacle happened. That was a trip. If anyone's not already aware, which I think most people would be, when I released version 6.5, it was corrupted. And it was crashing Skyrim pretty much no matter what. Whenever you approached Riverwood or any town for that matter, something was horribly wrong. And so I didn't have a version of 6.5. I had finished it. It was done. But that version that was corrupted, I couldn't use it. And the only version that I had that I could use that wasn't damaged was from April. And I had released it I had released the mod in like version 6.5 was released in like September or something. And so that was really rough because I had to redo like 4 months of work. And to this day, I still don't know if like there was anything that I added to 6.5 or any bug fixes or whatever that have been lost forever because of what happened with 6.5. I'm gonna put the Zora mask right here. But we recovered, and the mod is okay now. Zora mask. Now it goes down. We'll put the burial mask right here. I'm sure people have noticed it, but I'm going to point out again the shadow symbol on the forehead of the burial mask. Why did I click on that? What is wrong with me? Answer, I was hitting green on these. Okay, and doesn't really count. Captain's hat will be next. Captain. Oh my god. That thing's huge. I kind of want to leave it that way. This huge chonk right in the middle. Yeah, that's been there since the beginning. Ever since I added the redeads. That's always been there. Oh my god. I love the captain's hat because it's so gigantic. And also just this skeleton on top that's just like, why me? That's... God bless America. Alright. Captain's hat, and then Fierce Deity, and then Majora. I'm only going to put the true Majora's Mask Unbound here. Bop. Because that is the true Majora's Mask. So there. So that's why it's there. And then Fierce Deity. Right next to each other. Like good friends. Like they love each other. They love hanging out. They're the biggest fans of each other. Alright, now all these need to be bypassed. Tavok settle. It's okay that I grab that thing. It's not going to settle anyway. I think it'll be hilarious when someone's like, if someone's filling out this display and they're like, oh cool, Mask of Truth. Oh hey, Keaton Mask. Oh sweet, Burial Mask. Captain's hat. We need a Camaro mask to balance out the captain's hat. I don't know how Camaro's mask... There's some masks that like would have to be like really, really reinterpreted for Relics of Hyrule. Because like, Camaro's mask is weird. It's so weird. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna work. So here's the coding. I'm gonna show you something. This is the script for these displays. 941 lines of code. And all it does, so first it needs to have 9 of every type of item. Whether it's armor, weapon, potion, scroll, whatever. And then the 9 displays that it can enable. 6 displays that it can enable if everything else is enabled. And then it can have 9 things that it can... 9 things that the displays can rely on that are already enabled. So like, for instance, in this case... Majora's Mask would rely on Majora's Mask. Then, on cell attach, everything gets locked in terms of physics. Everything gets its activation blocked. I don't know if that works or not, so people can't activate them. And then on load, we do it again just as a double check. And then, it goes through all the different types of items. So you activate it and it scans. Do you have any misc items? No. Do you have any soul gems? No. Do you have any books? And then do you have any ammo? Do you have any of these things that are on display? And then if you have all that, then it's like, cool. It's all enabled. And then it checks the contingency displays and displays things based on those. And then it looks at how many there are. So it counts the number of displays. And actually, you know what? I'm going to switch this. Then it counts the displays, and says, okay, this is the number of displays. And then it'll be like, okay, now if it checks that all the displays are enabled, it'll say, okay, everything's good, and it'll just enable all the displays that rely on the full set, and then it goes to a second state where it displays the information. It's a lot. It's getting close to the maximum number of characters for a single script. So I don't think I'll be able to add too much else to that script. Oh, I just discarded changes because I'm a silly person. And yeah, the discussion on Chimero's Mask will definitely have to wait. I will not weigh in because I cannot think about anything new until 6.6 is done. But pretty much I want to add every mask from Majora's Mask because it's one of my favorite Zelda games. But Chimero's Mask would definitely have to be reinterpreted. Much to the chagrin of the Zelda purists out there who want something from Relics of Hyrule that it can't deliver. I'm actually thinking of making a misconceptions video, a Relics of Hyrule misconceptions video, so that people can know what's going on. Or so people can understand, like, how I look at the mod and what the mod actually is. Alright, here we go. So this one is going to be all the ones over here. So I'm going to go down the list. There's another reason why I don't want any feedback on the archive, because I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this. I just don't want to know it. Because I made this and it works and it's fine. And so if people tell me some better way, I would have to completely redesign the script, and I'm not going to do that. Okay. Then I have to make the information, but I will do that last. Actually, wait. I'll do the mask. I'll do the information now. H archive. No, archive. There we go. I like Twilight Princess, yeah. For a while, Twilight Princess was my favorite. But then I reevaluated Wind Waker. So my favorites are Wind Waker. I think Twilight Princess is my second, or Breath of the Wild is my second. Twilight Princess is third favorite. Majora's Mask is fourth. These are all close, by the way. I think Majora's Mask may be 3. I think it goes Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time by default. Those are my favorites. Yeah, trying to figure out a favorite Zelda game was like trying to figure out the favorite molecule of air that you've breathed. um, Significant. Yeah. All Zelda games are good. That's the way. That's the way. That is the way. Oh, and King of Kings and True Devil Fox, thanks for joining us. I didn't see you come in. I didn't see you there. Oh, that's not embarrassing. That's awesome. Hand drawing the different charts in Wind Waker. That is. Wish I thought of that when I was a kid. Alright. I'm going to copy this so I can use it. Animation. HLM archive. Ocarina of Time. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is sort of put on a pedestal, but it's not my favorite. I haven't replayed Ocarina of Time as much as I've replayed the other ones, and by that I mean I may have played it like once, twice. I think I beat it twice, but it always loses me after a while. Okay, armor. Oh, that's right. I need to make a form list. Oh, wait, no. Wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because the Keaton mask is just, there's just one. There's just one of them. So, forget that noise. Okay. The all-night mask, there's only one version of it. That's what I meant. All-night mask, there's only one version. Blast mask, there's only one. The couple's mask does need a form list. Does the Mask of Truth? No, the Mask of Truth does not need a form list. So... see here. Form lists. Form. I can never find it. Ah, there it is. I gotta put the 2 couples masks in here. Couples mask. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like when Ocarina of Time first came out, it was mind blowing and groundbreaking, and it's just like absolutely incredible what they did with it. But it's old. No, that's not what I'm doing. No, I don't want that. No, go away. 3. Okay. Yeah, you can see how this is set up. So all the ones that have like display 3, it's essentially armor 4, display number 4. So anything that has a 4 would enable display number 4. So if I put a book in here and someone had that book, it would display the Mask of Truth. That's how it's all set up. Which is why there's so many variables. Okay, I think that's it for that display. Yeah. I think it's fair to, even if you, like, it's fair to acknowledge how groundbreaking they were. It's not, no one's well, I'm not demanding. People shouldn't demand that someone like anything. So it is perfectly fine to dislike Ocarina of Time, but it is groundbreaking, and Majora's Mask is groundbreaking as well. Okay, I'm gonna have to make some more form lists. There's only one Captain's Hat. There's only one Fierce Deity's Mask. Fierce Deity's Mask and Captain's Hat. Armor, Captain's Hat. There we go. I guess this could be Majora's Mask Unbound, because that's the only one that it will display. The other 2 need form lists. So I'm going to make a form list. If I can find the dang thing. There it is. Okay. Flora. Mask list. Form list. Burial. Mask list. Zora mask. That's the wrong list. What a... Formless display. That is Zora Mask. Zora Mask list. And Redid Mask. Burial Mask list. There we go. And information. Gotta make information. Information. Okay. Mask. 2. Ah! Oh, well, actually, no one's gonna see that. And yeah, it will change when I add more masks. I'm sort of envisioning once there's like a ton of masks, I might change it from this row design to everything sort of stacked up in rows all the way to the back. But at this point, this will suffice. With powerful magic power. That's redundant. Alright, yes, no, gotta make a new form. Mask, so 2. Okay, done. Alright, we're gonna save. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to set up the contingent displays. I'll do that once it saves. That kind of rhymed. Take a little peek at Discord. Calm Cloak. Yeah, Calm Cloak could work. That might be what Chimero's Mask does. I'm actually gonna jot that into the thing. The idea list. That's one of my pet peeves, is when someone's saying something and they're like, I'm gonna put it in the thing. And it's like, yes, what thing? I know, I mean, I do that too. But I annoy myself when I do that. Chimero's Mask. Chimero's Mask. Calm Cloak. Spell. Bottle. declared after 6.6. Reads Skyrim appropriate model. Oh, I hate that. Do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave Chrome open. By that I mean I'm closing it. Alright, what will be next I wonder? Oh yeah, we're doing a Termina section, so I already have some of this ready to go. Something I want to do with the clock shield is to make the unified clock. Ow! I want to redesign the clock shield so that it's perfectly round, which I should put in here. Plans. There. Nope. Hot. There. Clock shield. I'm gonna make it perfectly round, and I want the texture on the front to animate. And I figured that out, potentially, how to make it animate. Maybe. Crap. Maybe I don't. Because I don't know how to make a texture rotate. That might not be possible. But it would be super cool. Maybe it's another section, a circular section that sits on it and rotates that way. That would work. That would work even better, in fact. There's it. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. The goal now is to put the friggin' thing on display. It would be cool to have Termina clocks somewhere. Yeah, animating the model instead of a texture. So I don't know how to rotate a texture, but I could have a second shield that rotates that has the texture on it. But we're not going to worry about it right now. Oh, jeez, I clicked on the wrong thing. The infinite hallway of unprofessionalism. The infinite hallway. And I'm glad people like the infinite hallway. Alright, there it is. I was gonna do the contingent displays. Contingent 4 would be in the archive 01, and we need to find Majora's Mask Unbound. L M Majora's Mask Unbound. And then same with the Fierce Deity's Mask. Oh, that works. Oh no, it's armor. not S. Mask. There we go. Okay. So we finished that display. I am going to time how long it takes me to make this next display. So let's make... Oh wait, no. This one's actually kind of done already. The Termin Gem display. Oh, well that's pretty. Just sitting in the bottom. Oh, no. Get back in your corner. Okay, so I decided to put all the Termina crafting materials together in one place. Like the Moon's Tear and the... which I can make into an actual tear shape instead of a warped pearl. I can actually straighten it out so it's a tear. And the Termina gems, just gonna double check that they're all bypass Havok. And just making another sure information. There's no information yet. Oh, actually, I should make this a little... A competitive platformer. That makes sense. And all the competitors have a lot of tools. I wonder when they're gonna announce the next fighter for Super Smash Brothers. Oh, thanks for stopping by, True Devil Fox. We'll see you around. That one's done. It was already almost finished anyway. So now... That's off center. I'm gonna get comments about that if I leave that. There we go. Perfect. I mean, I wouldn't be the one to make a Super Smash Bros. Skyrim mod, unless you want Relics of Hyrule to die. It's definitely not something I would make. Okay, I need to figure out Terminant bow, terminant equipment. Yeah, the Hall of Rarities and Hall of Fondness have to be fused. Like, I can't keep them separate anymore. It's just not gonna work. Because the Great Fairy Sword has to be with all the other Terminus stuff. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. That's already there. And then the Gilded Sword should be here too. So, I think what's going to happen is... Great Fairy Sword, right in the back. Terminant Bow, Clock Shield in the front. And then Gilded Sword, Razor Sword, Kokiri Sword that way. So it's sort of like Termina, and then you get to that stuff. And then there's other equipment, like the Termina shield, that needs to be there too. Yeah, there's no way I can keep those separate. That wouldn't work. But then the Deku shield has to be next to Kokiri's sword. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. And I think I have room in the Hall of Rarities for all that, because I only have this. So I think I'll just keep drawing from the Hall of Fondness. It's not gonna... I don't think the Hall of Fondness is really gonna exist. I like the ceiling to the archive. It turned out pretty well. I don't really see any difference between the two. This one's supposedly fancy, and this one's not. That's right, I forgot about, I have to do this. Oop. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. I'm putting collision boxes around all the displays, because if I don't, then it runs the risk of somebody colliding with one and wrecking the physics. I think the stuff on the wall should be safe, but I'll just extend this up anyway. Also keeps people from taking the items, which they're not supposed to do. I'm glad that you like the look of the archive. it took me a while to kind of figure out what it would look like, and I was worried that people wouldn't like how it looked, and then I realized, who cares? It's gonna look the way it looks. Gotta make it work. Gotta make it functional. That's the important thing. And it really... So I'm glad people like it. At the end of the day, as long as I like it, that's what's important. That made me sound kind of arrogant and stuck up, but I am glad that people like the look of the archive. The end. I think that is good enough. Oh yeah, it's all Great Fairy's tears. It's not really a Termina item, it's more of a Great Fairy item. Well, I'll put it on a pedestal over here. These balls aren't lined up. So the reason why I'm sinking these pedestals into the ground is so that it's easy for the player to look down at the items on display. In fact, I should put one of them in here to just to test. Just to make sure the height is correct. Yeah, so I'm putting everything kind of low so that it's all at eye level or at waist level so that you can easily see everything. I made this model by tweaking the model of the sleeping tree sap. I'm very happy with it. That's the new model for the Great Fairies Tears. I do want to redesign the razor sword to be a little closer to the way it looks canonically, and because I'm actually able to do that, it looks good now, but I can make it look better with the tools that I now know how to use. Do a little more with the gilded sword as well. Another cool something I'm doing with all the weapons is putting their scabbards on display with them. And to do that, I take the first person model, which actually really should have done, what I should have done here is, actually never mind, I take that back. With staffs I can use this as the display, but I can't do that with swords and other things. So I'm setting that up so that you can see the scabbard on display with the weapon. That's really cool, like the evolution of then, and plus it shows you the evolution of the scabbard here. So I never really registered that the Razor Sword and Kokiri Sword have very similar coloring, and then when it evolves to the Gilded Sword, that coloring kind of matures in a way. Like the coloring is still kind of there, but it matures. Alright. Oh, no, I don't want to add a script to that. Yeah, that's going to be another great thing, is you'll be able to see how the weapons evolve, the ones that use, that have those weapon evolution lines. Razor Sword. Gilded Sword. Okay. That one's done. So this display just looks so pretty and symmetrical. I don't want to mess it up with the clock shield. Clock shield's not canon anyway. I could put the clock shield up here. I could put one clock shield on one... Yeah, that's what I could do. I could put one clock shield on there and one clock shield over there. Oh, man. This thing's gonna need... a whole set of items. I think what I'm going to do... Oop, I don't want to do that. I'm going to separate these. I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to have a separate display for the clock shield. Even though there's only 3, I could put all these in display at once. But I want to have a separated display for the clock shield because it's an endgame item, and I kind of want people to be able to fill this out before they have the clock shield. So, let's put this one up. Doesn't need to be that high. It could be there. Kind of looks like a face. There's the 2 eyes and a little smile and a nose. Oh, Prince Dobler is here. Welcome. Make a form list for all of these things. Daybreak, daybreak, daybreak. And then these 2, nightfall, nightfall. And the other 2 are unplayable. Lowest one is Clock Shield Day. some point, like I mentioned earlier, at some point I kind of want to animate these, like have a separate thing in the center for it to animate, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Message. Just duplicate the canes. Clock shield. Nope. Clock shield. Left wall. Daybreak. Right wall. Nightfall. Clock shield display is done. So now let's do this. No, Terminus shield. Wow, the Terminus bow is just like... It does not want to be ignored. I may have to replace this. I'm going to replace the Terminus bow with the first person model. Go. The reason I did that was to make it less likely to cause issues. No havoc. Alright. Make a new message. from Termina. Well, I'll figure what it says. Front to back. Termin bow, termin shield. Great fairies. Sword. Equipment from Termina. I'm trying to think of something like equipment from Termina. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Okay. Equipment from Termina, and I'm trying to think of words, something like related to its kingdom, or like marked or enchanted, with symbols or markings, or to honor the kingdom or something like that. So if anyone has any suggestions for a plaque message for these 3 items, how you could summarize those in one sentence. They're all Termina, and they're not really magic. This one's magic. The Great Fairy Sword is magic. Yeah, it's enchanted, but that doesn't help. Equipment from Termina. Equipment from Termina. I don't want to say. The idea is that these carry the significance, like they're ambassadors of the kingdom, but I can't just say equipment from Termina. And I list the items. They're unique to the kingdom. Unique to the kingdom. Marked. I don't know. I don't want to leave it alone because I'll forget it if I don't come up with something soon. Equipment from Termina. I mean, obviously this is kind of redundant. This is the net title of the... Okay. Termina and equipment. Items. Sale with Kingdom. Termina. Used by the hero of time during his time in Termina. I mean, that's basically it. You know, I guess that works. Items associated with the Kingdom of Termina used by the hero of time during his time, but like I don't want to use time twice. Used by the hero of time during his adventures in Termina. That's fine. That was a good suggestion, to just text dump and just write something, and then trim it. I should use that. I should do that more often if ever I get stuck. Just type something And that reminded me. This reminds me what the archive is. It's just like items associated with the Kingdom of Termina, used by the Hero of Time, and it's like it gives you context for what these items are. Whilst in Termina. Whilst. I don't want to say whilst. I think adventures works. Alright, I'm going to save. Before I do that... Oh, I should set up this before I save. And I think what I'm going to do is once it saves, I'm going to test these out to make sure that they work. I'll do a preliminary test to just make sure that they're all alright, we're not going to redo this over and over. During his adventures, that's it, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to reevaluate that text anymore. I have better things to do than rewrite the same thing over and over. So the book is closed on that particular plaque. Thank you, everybody. Just making sure that everything is set to bypass. Okay. Bypass Havok. Just double checking, making sure that everything bypasses Havok Settle. Now, nothing is disabled yet, so we can't test whether these will work for the displays. We're just going to look at them once it saves. Oh, which is this? Oh, I didn't put that information in yet. Okay, I'm going to save. Okay, we're saving, and then once it's done saving, I'm going to open up Skyrim, and then we're going to take a look at the displays in-game, make sure that everything's okay, and then that will be it. Oh well. I made some adjustment to that text file of a million things that I need to keep track of, but I deleted it. Doesn't matter. Ah, the Hall of Prevalence will be interesting with rupees. Hall of Rarities is coming along pretty nicely. Gilded Sword already has its display. Alien Shield. And all of this, these two should be together, and this should be with them. But this should also be next to the Skull Hammer, because they're related. Oh, wow, that saved really fast. That's impressive. Alright. We're going to exit Creation Kit, and for the last 10 minutes of the stream or so, I will just check out the Hall of Rarities to make sure that everything is functional and that it's not crashing the game. Because if it crashes the game, then I'll have to fix the collision data on something. Alright. Popping into Skyrim. Be very cool to see everything in action, everything where it is in first person. I think that's one of the most rewarding things about designing Skyrim mods and such is being able to see your work in the game. So making a model, turning it into a sword, and then bringing that into the game and it functions as a sword is just really rewarding. And then building a dungeon and exploring it in first person is also really rewarding. I should check Dryadic Passage too. I'll do that first. Okay. This is my debug character right now. Alright. This is the ROHD. Oh. Oh my. Okay. It's the ROH debug place. I was testing the Rod of Seasons, and I guess I forgot to clean up. Alright, here's Dryadic Passage. So we come in from Withershall Catacombs. And we go Everything's fine. Spriggan doesn't care that you're here. And the spotlights don't work. Yay. This does. That... I'm sure that's normal. It's because the sky that I just had, it wouldn't look like this if you were coming in normally. But I do need to change the lighting because there is no lighting. The spotlights didn't work. It looks like they kind of work, but they went the wrong way. I think the spotlights might be upside down. Oh, hey, Gossip Stone. punch you to death, you silly stall kid. Come on. Oh. Yeah, that's what you get. There's those friends. Oh. I thought I fixed that. I guess I didn't. Oh man, okay. Gonna toggle God mode because I'm testing and I don't want to deal with this. But the Spriggans will help me. Thanks, Spriggan. Thanks for being a friend. This one works. That one works. Cool. I think everything looks pretty good in here. Oh. Oh no. Okay. So, I set up some orbs so that I can easily access different areas, like the archive. Since the archive is such a huge focus, I need to be sure to have an easy access to it. And what the heck? Where'd it go? There's supposed to be a whole, like, entryway. What? Well, that... Okay. I'll make a note of that. There's supposed to be a whole, like, room. Maybe I accidentally deleted it. That would be awkward. But anyway, you come in and here's the Harp of Ages right away. Oh! One of them just said, I need to go now, my planet needs me. And speaking of planet... oh my. The floor is just gone. The heck? Oh, that's a flaw. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen this yet, but it's one of my crowning achievements. I know people have seen this, but if anyone didn't attend the previous streams. And that is not Nern. And that is not Secunda. And that is not the asteroid that hit whatever place. Red Mountain. Anyway. Okay, so let's this is the Hall of Legends, and this is the Hall of Rarities. This is the Hall of Legends. No, this is the Hall of Rarities that I'm going into. What am I talking about? We don't need to look at the Hall of Legends. That one's already finished. And here's the Hall of Rarities that we were just working on, all first person. And everything looks to be okay. Just gotta check if there's any physics issues, and if there's any way for me to select things that I'm not supposed to select. good. And the golden gauntlets are a little close to the silver gauntlets. I'll move those. Oh, here's the Hall of Rarities. Since you've returned. Oh, where's the, I guess the Dominion Rod is not here. Oh, Plower. There we go. Nice. Looking good. Oh, I forgot to block that off. That's no big deal. Okay, everyone happy over here? Good. How about over here? You good? You doing alright? Good. I need to retexture the moon shark because it looks really bad. Does not look appetizing. Obviously, these are debug menus. They're not actual. They won't appear during the actual thing. During the actual game. All right. I think that's it. Let's check out the Hall of Legends just so everyone can see that. Ah! Oh. Whoop! Just that one of them that just falls off. This is not normal. Like, this is not what it's supposed to look like. There's supposed to be a room here. And I don't know what happened to the room. I have to fix it. So this area is 100% finished and ready for use. Which is why it's a little dim because some of the lights aren't on. And all of the displays are gone. So when you come in, this is what it'll look like. It'll be just empty displays with those white crystals. And then you'll see them wandering around looking at things. Oh, that's another one I need to fix. That is not supposed to be there. Okay. Now, I have the Rod of Seasons. So I'm going to activate that display. Of course, there's no way to know which one's the Rod of Seasons, but I can enable that because that's the Harp of Ages, and it'll display the book and the inventory art for the spell. And then I have the full Rod of Seasons, so I can display that, and it displays all the variants of the Rod of Seasons. And since I have the true Rod of Seasons on display, it checks and displays all of the gems as well. Enlarged to show texture. Oh, there's another one. One of the scabbards, Master Sword Scabbard. Is already there. Okay. Fortunately, I anticipated such things. And right behind here is a bunch of chests with stuff. So I can enable all these displays. I already got them. I think I have all of these. Wind Waker? Got it. Alright. So, this is the Ocarina display. Currently, I don't have it set up so that you can enable it. There you go, there's the Ocarinas. But I currently have it set so that you have to learn the spells first. Learn the songs first. So there we go. The Song of Time. If you know the Song of Time, it'll put up the spellbook page plus inventory art plus the block of time. And if you know some other random... Whoop, not that one. Some other random ones, it'll display the ones that you know. And it doesn't remove them from your inventory or anything. It just looks at them and displays them accordingly. And it's really cool to watch because it'll display them in order like that, and it's really cool. Alright, so now that is the completed Ocarina song display. And the elixirs are really cool too. The way that they display. And magic sword display. And then this is fierce deity display. There we go. Oh, hey. This is the four-sword display. This is the Lens of Truth, which I don't have. There's the attribute containers. Oh, that's not good. Okay. This is the Majora's Mask display. And then this is the Wind Waker display. This, I pulled a little sneaky and I put this in the top 15 favorite things video. So that's where that came from, where the picture of all the pieces of the Locomo sword. This one seems to be having a little bit of trouble. It's supposed to display the tarnished shards, but it doesn't. And this is the Master Sword display. So I have all the Master Swords. And the scabbards. This is the Goddess Sword display. In fact, this is like Goddess Corner over here. There's the Golden Goddess Blessings. And there's the Golden Goddess Gems. Nehru spells. And then it'll be Din spells next. And Ferror spells. There we go. I think this is the Phantom Hourglass. Yes. This is another one that looks great. And this is the Phantom Sword. I forget what this is. Oh, this is the Noble Sword. And, oh. Yeah, that needs a better collision. Because A, this duplicates the Noble Sword, which is terrible, and also, like, come on, that just looks silly. They're not supposed to be able to be moved at all. But yeah. Very happy with how this is. There's more room in this room as time goes on and I add more things. I wanted to keep it kind of spacious so that they could walk around without running into anything, and so it kind of felt open. It's also a I'll have to add the tune of... Oh god, I can't spell. The tune of currents and the tune of echoes. I think I already have. So now we'll display all three of those, and when you have all three, or at least I think if you have this, if you have the tune of echoes, then you get the time portal. And it's a functional time. It doesn't do anything, but it sings. And if they are maintaining this place, any chance of a couple random cows chilling? Yes. I'm thinking of having as a little Easter egg in the menagerie to have some cows, some Terminin cows, just as a little Easter egg. Wow. You're really multitasking there. Proud of you. Keep it up. You can kind of see it there on their cloak. It kind of looks like stars, little sparkly dudes, and that's because it is. I used a galaxy image and put that on the normal map so that their cloaks sort of shine like stuff. Well, anyway, I think that's good for today. So I will thank everybody for joining me for today's stream. I'm gonna exit Skyrim and then I'll call it the end of the stream. Streaming for 3 hours and 18 minutes. I say this every time, I might be able to do more streams more often, but I will definitely do at least one in October. The pattern has been the last week of each month, but I'm gonna try. I'll see if I can do 2 in October, but I'll at least do 1, and I will announce it in the Discord. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, right at the very end. Just finished the stream. Oh, that's bad luck. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by at any rate.